Well, hello everyone and welcome to another episode here on the MIgardener channel. I'm so excited for this episode because we're going to do a garden walkthrough. I know how much everyone loves the garden tours. It looks fantastic. We have to do some weeding. Obviously, that's something that we talk about. It's just something that we have to do. So don't mind the weeds. Those will be gone in a little bit. They're pretty easy to pull out with these raised beds. But everything looks fantastic. It's been about 2 weeks since we've really weeded, so it's looking great for that amount of time. But other than that, what I want to show you is the growth, just the sheer growth that can be seen with having good soil, good fertilizer, good sun, and all those combined makes for pretty impressive plants. So come on, let's go. So the first bed that I want to talk about is the Kale and Swiss chard bed. What I want to show you is check out how big these leaves are. These are just massive leaves, and they've only been in the ground for about 4 to 5 weeks. So these look awesome. Very pleased with this. They're just shading out all the weeds like we talked about. And there's not that many weeds just around the perimeter, but anything under here, totally great. They're just getting shaded right out, but the plants look fantastic. We've got all of our different colors here. And then check out the kale. Look at how big these kale leaves are. They're just so healthy. Beautiful, and this season is just getting underway, so we are really rocking and rolling here. This is the red Russian kale. The red Russian kale is doing fantastic. And then over here we have cabbage. Check out how big the cabbage is in this cabbage bed. I mean, this is unbelievable. We just got these things in here, and these leaves are the size of, bigger than dinner plates actually. And man, I'm really excited for how those are going to turn out. I guarantee we're going to get some big heads this year. This is the red cabbage, the red acre cabbage. This is just doing amazing as well. Super dark leaves, and it could stand from a watering as well. So we're going to water because it definitely needs it. It's been pretty dry up here. Even though we've gotten some rain, the amount of it has just been a little bit less than ideal. And then we have the cucumber bed. This cucumber bed is just loaded with cucumbers. They're starting to fruit and flower, which is great. And we're gonna be trellising them up. They're just going nuts right now. They're just absolutely going nuts. And I'm gonna tuck them up here. We're gonna do a how to trellis cucumbers soon because I've got a special trick for you all that you're gonna love. So we're gonna trellis these up in that video, but we got just, wow, these vines are just going crazy. That's what happens when you leave for a week and a half and don't come up here to constantly trellis your cucumbers, and then we'll come through here and weed, but they're looking good. And then, oh, there's the sour gherkins. The sour gherkins are looking great. Just kind of clean them up a little bit, but the sour gherkins are just doing fantastic. They're on both sides, they're doing well. And you can see here, we got this is a bush cucumber, and this bush cucumber's got loaded with flowers. Look at all those flowers. Just amazing. Bees are going to be loving those. So the pepper bed is looking fantastic. They usually go through some transplant shock. However, I was very surprised to find out they didn't go through any. They did not stop growing. They literally just went into the ground and shot up. So they're doing great. The asparagus has fallen over quite a bit here, so I'm going to have to stake that up. But the honeybees absolutely love the flowers on the asparagus, so we're just leaving them. They're doing great. But yeah, the peppers are just doing fantastic. A lot of people were wondering what kind of varieties we had in here, but it's kind of just a mix. I can't really tell you because I think there's probably 6 or 7 different varieties of peppers in here, but they're all looking amazing, and can't wait to see them fruiting. This bed is actually the Purple Majesty potatoes. These Purple Majesty potatoes look great when they're growing because they're not only pretty when you pull them up. I love the foliage. There's a super kind of like a purple stems and a purple new growth, and then it kind of leads to a purple vein and green leaves as it matures. But it's just a beautiful potato plant. We've got lots of those. And then just next door, we have the, this is the, I believe the, is either a russet or a, I wish I would have remembered what we planted here. That happens sometimes. We know when we pull it up. It's either a russet or it's a Yukon Gold or it's a Kennebec. One of the three. And then, obviously we got the weeds there, but then coming over here, we have some beautiful borage. This borage here is going to go to flower. We planted these for the bees because the honeybees absolutely love the borage. They're doing great. They're just, oh, they're doing so good. I love how they look when they're very healthy. You just get some really tight flower clusters, and nothing is prettier than that nice blue on the borage, but that's going to happen in about 2 or 3 weeks or so. And this is tomato bed number 2. Tomato bed number 1 is over there. I'll show you that in a bit. But I wanted to just show you this growth on these plants. They're just amazing. We have in here some marigolds. They have just exploded. I mean, literally exploded. These, I've never seen such large marigolds in a matter of 3 weeks. This has just been an absolutely amazing spot for them. I cannot be happier with how they've grown. These are a Cracker Jack mix, and even the basil in the middle there. We planted some basil, and we interplanted also down here some beans. Just really doing a lot of like interplanting with beneficial plants, and it's been really successful. I'm very pleased with how it's gone so far. And this is the basil bed. The basil is looking great. I've got to come through here and pick off some of the flowers, because the thing about some of these basils is that they go to flower very quickly. And like one of them is the Thai basil. The Thai basil looks fantastic, but it goes to flower so quickly. One of the ones that we really like that that we have not yet really gotten a lot of is this this red Reuben basil. This red Reuben basil is just beautiful, as you can see, super deep purple. And a lot of people consider this an ornamental basil, and I really don't know why. A lot of people are worried that because it's called ornamental that you don't eat it. However, you can eat these. This is a basil. It's very edible, and it's very delicious. It's super colorful. So grow your basils. Then over here, like I said, you got your Thai basil. Isn't that just awesome? Look at that, just great with those purple flowers, very contrasting with the green leaves there. And then this is the spicy globe basil. This one is a beautiful variety. It's a little hard to maintain. You got to be up here a lot to keep it pruned, because it really wants to constantly, I mean, it forms a bush, but it constantly wants to form flower heads. Almost from the get-go, it forms flower heads. And then the onions we threw in here are coming back great. And this is just more of the, this is the dwarf Greek basil, looking great. Absolutely very, very heat tolerant for the amount of heat we've had. But some of the ones that are not as heat tolerant, oh, and also, how could you forget the Italian sweet basil? So looking great. I'm really, really happy with that. Just awesome growth on that kind of stuff. All right, it's getting hot, so I'm gonna go through here pretty quick though. This is just our sweet potato bed here. We've got 2 rows, about 5 feet long, 4.5, 5 feet long. They're gonna be really great once they start growing. Our corn is not yet popping up. We just planted that. Once it gets hot, you don't wanna plant your corn when it's still cold, they'll rot. So we've got our corn seeds planted in here. They're gonna be popping up in about a week or so. And they typically say knee high by the 4th of July. I typically don't follow that rule because you're gonna lose a lot of corn. If you try for knee high by the 4th of July, you're gonna lose a lot to blossom, or not blossom and rot, but dampening off. Because the cool, damp soil just really rots away the corn seeds, especially if they're untreated seed, which all of our stuff is untreated around here, because treated seed's not organic seed. Then this is our second potato bed. This is the German fingerling potato. This is just a fantastic potato to grow, really easy to grow, and early maturing, which is nice. And they're just, wow, they're really taking off. They're just doing amazing. And then just directly kitty corner is the tomato bed number 4. This is just a mixed match of varieties, pretty much whatever else we had, but they're, wow, they're doing great. I'm gonna have to trellis them up a little higher, but they've loaded with flowers, and man, just great. I love how dark these leaves are. Awesome. This bed is half Brussels sprouts and half broccoli, doing really great. Really forming some nice leaves here. The Brussels sprouts, that's all I'm concerned about for the first 2-3 months, is just getting a lot of leaves, because as many leafing nodes as you have, you're going to have Brussels sprouts on every single one of those leafing nodes once you pop them off. So I'm focusing on a lot of leaves right now. They're looking great. And then over here you got broccoli. The broccoli is looking awesome as well. It's off to a little slow start, but no doubt it's going to be cranking pretty soon. Might be a baby deer. Oh, it is a baby deer. It is a baby deer. Here. It's still rolling?
Yeah. Cameron can talk to.
I don't know if you guys can see that, but that is a baby deer. It's a little baby deer laying down in the grass. Maybe 120, 130 feet from us. Just chewing on some grass. Not chewing on our garden. It's cute. These two beds here are the zucchini, red Russian kale, peppers, and marigolds. They're just doing fantastic as everything else is. What I'm really excited about though is the fact that it looks like we're gonna get some early zucchini this year. We usually don't have zucchini till around the 4th of July, but they're already producing flowers and little fruit down there. The plants are still kind of young, but these plants, they really don't mind, they don't mind at all. Once they start getting to the age where they can even put flowers out, they're wanting to put out fruit as well. So they start out with just a few male flowers, and the female flowers are very short to follow. So we'll absolutely have fruit by the 4th of July. And then here is our onion bed and our tomato bed number 1. The onions are looking fantastic. I'm so happy with how these look. They are just bulbing up amazing for how young they are. And you know, I really can't complain. I got to come through here and obviously weed. Onions especially, just you gotta weed the onion beds. They're very finicky to competition, so that's gonna be my number 1 priority, is just to get these gone. But yeah, they're just looking great. They're bulbing up nicely. And one of the things that I thought I'd mention that is a trick, to make sure that your onions are not being buried too deep. Oftentimes people transplant their onions and they put them way down too deep. You want to be able to see some of the white stalks. So see how these are pretty much right at soil level. This little white stalk here is going to be the onion bulb. Oftentimes people transplant right up to the first set of leaves, and that first set of leaves is going to choke off that onion bulb and they're not going to get as big. So you can see here, basically right here too, you get all that white showing. That's gonna be the onion bulb right there. So no deeper than that. And that's how we get some nice big onions. And this is the goji berry ring. The goji berry fire ring is awesome. I love this plant. Now it is a little bit tall. I'm probably gonna prune off some of these taller branches here so that the leaves aren't hanging over the ground, but they're doing really great. And I think they might flower soon. It looks like they might begin to flower, but it's okay if they don't. We got all the time now that they're in the ground. But then we also have it encircled with marigolds, and it's just, doesn't that look great? I really love how that looked. Just really filled out nicely, just how I planned. But I know the marigolds are really nice to have in the garden too, because they're beneficial. They help fight off all the insects organically. This is just a pepper bed. I'm just gonna talk about this in passing. This is nothing really super special, just big Jim peppers. We threw them in there because there was really no other space that we had. Over here is this is our oregano plant. The oregano plant looks fantastic. It's gonna start flowering pretty soon, so we're just gonna let it flower because the honeybees absolutely love it. And then our herb bin looks absolutely amazing. You know, there's a few things in this garden that I think look absolutely amazing. A lot of stuff looks great, but this is amazing. I mean, this grows by the day, and it just really has been taken off. Here's the thyme, summer savory. The tarragon has just exploded. There's a nice little happy wasp, not happy that it's around me though. It's looking for some shade and water probably. But then over here is the sage, and the cilantro is just taking off. Like, wow, this is really growing like crazy. And then over here is the parsley. Look how fast that parsley grew. Remember how small that looked in the video that I was talking about these fire rings? I was showing the plants that we had in here. They were barely up, and now they are just really growing nice. And then also we have the spicy little basil here, and some more oregano here in the bin. So, oh, and obviously can't forget the star of the show, the dill, the centerpiece, looking really great. So there you go. Like I said, everything is doing amazing. As I stated with pretty much every bed, I could not be happier. Just a few beds could be a little bit nicer, but hey, you win some, you lose some in the garden, and that's why we show everything, because it's important to show everything in the garden. So that's all I got for you today. Hopefully you enjoyed the tour. Hopefully you enjoyed the growth. Thank you for checking this out. And as always, hopefully you all are growing big or going home. I'll catch you later. See ya. Bye.